Okay, so here's a little taste of what we have going on here. I have pulled all of the yarn out. I left some on the shelf there because I could see it clearly. But yeah, this is the entire stash out of all of the cubby holes, overseen by Mochi. And yeah, this is what we're working with for the D-stash. Okay, so this heap here, this is worsted. All of this is worsted yarn. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm calling that worsted too. So I did include some scraps in this, but not a lot. Mostly if I could use it with a full skein, it's gonna sit with the full skeins. Okay, this is DK. This is DK land and sport. I went ahead and combined DK and sport. I got a pack, I have a set I haven't touched. That's another set over there I haven't touched. I've got multiple sweater quantities, at least 4 or 5, probably more. I've got some sexy singles, but I've got a lot of stuff that I got with other things. And some of this stash has been sat. Some of this has been like these are from the apartment. I've had these for like almost 10 years. Okay, here's the beginning of the sock. Some of this is sock, and then I have more sock. This is my cell phone. All of these minis. This is the Advent. This is what's left of the Advent. Okay, over here on the chair is bulky. I don't have a ton of bulky, so that's good. Just a little bit. It's more cat. Here on the stool, I have lace, and then I included some novelty. So this is scrubby yarn, basically. Lace. This is an active project, so that doesn't count. Those down there are an active project. Those don't count. This is more worsted. Okay, all of these are worsted. Worsted on this side. These ones are sock, obviously. The Peyton's Croy. And then this is the rest of my sock weight on this bed here. Yeah, so this is intense, you guys. My next step is to count everything, record it, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to separate definite keeps. I'm going to have definite donations or gifting, and then I'm going to have, I'm not sure, but I'm going to set it aside and think about it, and if I don't miss it, it'll probably go. So that's my next step. Yeah. Okay, doing a progress update. Hello, kitties. Hello, babies. Okay, so most of the floor is clean now. I have been cataloging all of my stash in Ravelry. So we've got worsted. This is worsted now. I've moved it. This is worsted. This is Mochi. Mochi. Yes, she's been helping. That's the bulky over there. Here's Pancho Marie. Hi, baby. Ooh, that glare. You're so pretty. So this is all DK. I'm working on DK right now. I've got a bag here. That bag is definitely giving away. This barrel is, I'm thinking about it. Not necessarily giving away, but maybe selling, getting rid of, leaving the stash. Lace weight on top of a project. More worsted. And some sock, which I should have done the sock already. So, oops, we're already breaking down here. But this is what I've done so far. So the top is all of my fingering sock weight yarn. Oops, there goes that. Okay, all of it fits there. And then this is where I'm filling up with DK. So yeah, definitely some progress. Look at all of the stuff that I have put into Ravelry. If y'all have been following me on Instagram this week, you will notice that it's just gone crazy bananas with yarn. So I'm getting there. I'm really determined. Hello, Crime Scene Unit. Welcome to an update of my crafting life. This is episode 24, I believe, of season 2. And yeah, welcome. I am Heather, and this is my crafting show, and I just talk about my knitting, my crocheting, various other types of crafting, my organizing now, and also my cats. So if you are looking for somebody to just hang out with and listen to talk about crafty stuff, then welcome, you're in the right place. I have a couple of FOs that I want to show you guys today, and catch up on other projects that I've been working on, but then I have to show you what I have done with the great stash reorganizing. So let's jump right in. I have an FO that I am super proud of, as well as the one I'm wearing, but this one I finished last night, and it's so stinking cute, and I love it so much. This is the cardigan that I have been working on for my nephew. I think I showed it to you guys last time. It's all done, so it's got lining, and it's got, or edging rather, the sleeves are finished, and I put on the little vegetable buttons. Let me try to show you the buttons because I think the buttons are the best part. Yes, okay. So those are the little buttons that I found, and I cannot wait to see that little guy in this. It's gonna be so, so cute. So that's done. That's going to go in a box soon. I wasn't planning on showing FOs today, but I do need to ship this out kind of soonish. And I didn't know if I was going to have time to show it to y'all before I shipped it. So it's done. Yay. Okay, so also I'm wearing an FO. This is the Anna T by someone Stark, Anna Stark. I can put it down below if anybody is interested. It's a raglan sleeve knitted tee, and it got a little bit of contrast on the bottom. But you guys, this shirt fits me like a glove. Like, it is so nicely. The shoulders are perfect. The bust, like the taper for the belly, like all of it is just superb. It is the best fit I think I've ever gotten in a knitted project. In fact, here, let me try to back up a little bit so you guys can see. Like, this is so, I can do this, and it's, oh, it's like magic. I have a hard time getting garments fitted properly on myself because, in part, I refuse to sit down and take proper measurements of myself. So this just feels like such a big win for me, and I love it. I love the yarn. I love the sleeves. The length is perfect. I do still wish that I was able to get the green to start, you know, kind of here, but it's fine. It looks really, really good. And then I found a contrast color in my stash that I bought from, I want to say it was Leading Men Fibers from Fiberfest of last year, so 2023. Couldn't tell you what color it is because I was not good, and I did not put any of the stuff in my stash in order to add it to my project page, but I do need to update my project page. But yeah, it's finished and it's done and it fits and I love it. So now I want to show you some other projects I've been working on, and one of them I'm gonna have to pick up the camera for, but I've also been doing some work on my Instant Crush. I almost said ooh la la. That was years ago. I made one of those. So here's where I'm at now. I've separated for sleeves, and I've got a good solid like 1.5 inches below sleeves. So that's my progress, I think, since last time. And ooh, it's soft. It's so soft. I love it. I'm very excited for this. It's slowly working its way down my needles. So one day I will get there. I have also still been working somewhat feverishly on my Language of Fans shawl from Barker Wool. And still in love with the yarn, still in love with the process. I am sort of getting itchy fingers where I want to start something new. And that is why I've been really trying to concentrate my efforts on finishing this. So I have actually started my second ball of yarn for the gray and the green. And almost done with my first ball of black. And then I'll add in the second. I don't think I'm going to finish the second skeins of either color, but I do think that I will need a pretty sizable chunk of them. So last time I showed you guys this, I moved my stitch marker up to the very top of my work. So this has been my progress. So I have been working, like you guys, I have been working on this really hard. So now I'm going to move him up and hopefully we will be done soon, because like I said, I've got other stuff on my radar. Oh, don't fight me. Yeah, there we go. I've got other stuff on my radar that I really, really want to start. So that's that. Okay, I have one other project to show you guys. So here, bear with me. Hold on, everybody. Okay, we're going on a little field trip here. This is my cat's toy. I leave their toys everywhere. I finished this. This I also put on Instagram. So this is a estate sale mirror that husband and I found, and it was all of $12, and you can kind of tell that this has been repainted and refinished and you know, behind there's like red, so I think originally it was red painted mirror, and I just hot glued a bunch of shit onto it. So now it's like a magic mushroom mirror, and the best part is, ta-da, it lights up. I put some fairy lights on there, so yeah, very proud of that. Super cute. That's going in the bedroom, and I get to be a magical fairy princess. Okay, so now this is where I want to kind of get into the meat of today's episode, because today's episode, prior to me finishing some objects, was meant to be about my great, I was going to call it the Great D-Stash, but I had some confusion on Instagram. It's not, I'm not selling yarn, I'm not doing a giveaway as of yet. I will let you guys know, and it will be a separate video if I'm going to do a giveaway. I haven't decided yet, but I am trying to shrink my stash to a healthier size, to a size that feels more manageable for me, that doesn't feel overwhelming to me. And to that end, this past week, I have taken, as you've seen in the clips prior, everything out of all of the yarn, everything. And I have sorted it by weight, and I have cataloged every single skein and colorway into Ravelry, which, if you have been paying attention to my Instagram, you will know, because you have seen just a flood, just like a terrible, terrible flood of stuff, of yarn photos with no captions, with like just hashtag Ravelry. That's what I was doing, because if you post something to Instagram and you use or include the hashtag Ravelry, you can immediately upload it from Insta to your Ravelry stash for projects as well as for yarn stash. And so that's what I was doing. And it took forever, and it was very, very overwhelming, and I wanted to share with you because I finally have an accurate count of how many skeins I have in this house. So, drum roll, please. I have 346 skeins total. That does include minis. I counted minis as one full skein. So I have a handful of minis still. That is a tremendous amount of yarn. So where did my pencil go? And in addition, I need to confess to you all, this is confession. Forgive me, Yarn Universe, for I have sinned. I know that I said that I was not going to purchase anything else in the month of June, and that was a difficult practice for me, and it is one that I was not completely successful at, because I did purchase the new Lion Brand Mandala yarns. And I had multiple justifications for that purchase to myself, one of which being, I know I like that yarn, and I know I'm going to use every single skein fully. It is not going to sit or become a, multi-year, this is just in my stash and I don't have anything to do with it. I have plans for it, and I work that stuff up so fast now that that didn't feel super burdensome to me. So we need to add 12 to 346, which is 358 skeins. The shipment should be coming in today. So, that being said, I do have plans to obviously work through most of my stash. Most of the stash that I have, I am going to wind up keeping and using it for projects. Maybe down the line I'll use it for gifts for friends and family members and such like that. But I do have a bag of yarn here that is counted in the stash, but that I'm kind of iffy about keeping. So I wanted to go through with you guys on camera and make some decisions about where this yarn is going to go. I do have a bag of giveaway yarn that I have already sort of removed from the stash. It's not in my count, that I've been trying to donate. So some of it might wind up going in the donate bag, and I'll find an after-school program, or I'll find some crafty place somewhere that wants the yarn. Maybe it'll wind up going to Goodwill, something like that. I might try to sell it on eBay or something as like a lot, like I'll do a cheap price and the whole bag goes. Some of this yarn is a little bit nicer, and I might actually try to recoup a little bit of cost from it. And some of this yarn I am going to hold on to, and I have for this purpose, a thinking bucket. So if I put yarn in the thinking bucket, that means that I think that I don't want it anymore, but I'm not committed to getting rid of it just yet. I want to have it sit and marinate, and I'm going to put it aside out of my sight. And if I don't think about it, then obviously I don't like it that much and it can go. And I'll be deciding between the thinking bucket and, you know, immediately going into the giveaway bag or to be sold or some other place, but it will be leaving. So first thing out of here, I have a mini from Foxbane Fibers, and these are not normally my colors, but I love Foxbane Fibers, and I feel like I could maybe incorporate this into a sock or a hat. So this one's going in the thinking bucket, and I'm just going to marinate on it, and if I don't love it, then I'm going to rehome it. Okay. Next thing in here that I have a bunch of leftover Euro Babe. So I have a couple of skeins of gray. These are mostly full. I've got probably like 2/3 of a pink. This is at least half of green. This is probably half, a little less than half of tan, and then I have a full tan that's balled up, and I have a light green. So I have this whole big bundle, and I'm thinking about it. And it was for a specific project that I purchased these things. The project has been completed. I don't think I want this yarn for myself. And it's thin enough that I don't think that I'm going to be making any more baby things with it, because I prefer to use thicker yarn for baby stuff because it works up faster. So I think this pile, this whole heap I have, is going to go in the giveaway bag. So I'm going to set these aside for the giveaway bag. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so for simplicity's sake, I counted all of those skeins as 1, even though they're not all complete skeins. So that's -7. Okay, so we're moving right along here. +12 -7. So the next bit I have in here, oh, these are fun. Okay, so let's see if I can get the whole bundle. So there's 5 of them. Here we go, 5. So I have this bundle of mini skeins, 5 in fall and autumn colors, and this could be a colorwork hat or colorwork for a sweater. I've had them in my stash ever since I was living in the apartment. So like when I started the show, God, like 5 or 6 years ago. It's nice yarn, but I've had it for such a long time. I just don't know if I'm ever going to do anything with it. So I'm going to make a decision. I think I'm going to let this yarn go. I think I'm going to try to sell it. So this might wind up on eBay or Etsy at a very, very discounted price, and just see if I can make some money off of it. But these are going to leave my stash. I'm going to commit to that. So that's -5. So let me subtract. This is way more math than I like to do usually. Subtract 5. Okay, so that brings us back to 346. So it's like I didn't buy yarn at all. Haha, just kidding. Okay, next in here, I have this kind of coarse, rough yarn. I bought this to be tassels in a project, and I never ever made the project, and I don't like how this feels. So this is going. This is another -1. That's gone. I don't know what the make and model is of it per se. I lost the ball band, so it's 1, 3, 45. Okay. So there's that. Okay. Now I've got 2 skeins of vintage Barocco vintage in this really, really bright orange color. I bought these sort of impulsively. I did not have a plan for them. I think they were on sale, and I thought, well, I don't love orange, but I'll just get them. And I don't have a single idea in my head about what I want to do with this. So I think I'm going to let these go as well. So I think I'm going to put these in the giveaway pile. That's -2 more skeins. So I'm on a roll. On a roll. -2. 43. Okay, 343. That's pretty good. Okay. So this is a ball. This is an acrylic yarn. I don't remember exactly. I think it's like a Valley yarn or some I got from webs.com or something like that, and it fades, so it goes to pink. I don't know if you can see that very well. Yeah, there's pink in there. So I'm going to put this in the thinking bucket because this would make a nice baby blanket. It's a little bit thicker than the other yarn, and I just like it. I'm not quite ready to get rid of this one, so I'm going to hold on to that. That's going to go in the thinking bucket. My last 3 skeins of yarn that I have in this bag are Blue Sky. Yes, Blue Sky fibers. I got them in Christmas colors because at the time I wanted to make a Christmas scarf, but I made a different Christmas scarf in a different Christmas yarn that I like so much better. And now I have no desire to work these. These are very nice yarns. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to resell these. So these are leaving the house one way or another. If they can't be resold, I'm going to donate them. So that's another -3. So there we are. I'm going to subtract that last 3, and that'll bring me down to 340. 340 skeins of yarn, which is still a tremendous amount, no doubt. But this is going to be a year-long practice, and I've got the Fiberfest coming up in September. I do still plan to go. I do still plan to purchase if I am led to. If I would like to buy something, I will. Like I said, this is not going to be a cold turkey diet. This is going to be a practice of mindful and letting go of things a little bit more often when I have such a large accumulation. I think that the stash needs to breathe a little more often. So that's what my goal is. I do have some whips that are kind of in the UFO pile. I am probably going to attack those next. I'm probably going to make decisions about finishing stuff now as it is, even though it's not quite as it was intended, or I have one project I'm thinking of that I might just take off the needles, bag up with the rest of the yarn, and donate it to Goodwill, and if somebody wants to finish it, it's there because it's been sat that long and I just can't be bothered. So maybe that'll be next episode. I do have a top 10 episode that I want to release as well, so maybe we'll do that. But before I go, I want to give you guys a new tour of the craft room and just show you how everything is organized, because as you can see, the wall behind me is different. It is reorganized. And yeah, let's just hope I keep up the good work and that I can regain control of my stash. Okay, let's go on a yarn room tour. Okay, so the first yarn that I reorganized was my sock or fingering weight. So this shelf up here holds every single skein of fingering weight that I have currently. It's much, much fuller than it's ever been. I used to space these out a lot more. And then right below it we have Sport and DK. Some of this stuff is still in packaging. So yes, definitely want to get into this and use it and not bring too much more in. until I get more of a handle on things. Here is Mochi. Hi, baby. We don't see Mochi very often. She's loving this blanket lately. She's snapping here almost every day. Okay, over here. Oh, do we have a stretch? Yes, big stretch. Okay, over here. This is all worsted weight yarn, all of this. And I've got my nicer stuff, so wool and, you know, wool adjacent up top. And then down below, this is acrylic. That ball down there is my black ball of yarn for my, oh, you can't even see it, it's like a void, for my Language of Fans shawl. So that's going to be used shortly. I did not count that because it's sort of actively part of a project. And this is my surplus worsted. More worsted is down there. Okay. Over here, I've got chunky, bulky, extra bulky, all of that stuff. Not a lot of that. And up here I've got lace weight and a couple of bulky skeins that I couldn't cram into down here. And that's it. That is my organization, my reorganization. Okay, so take you back to the cat. All right, that's the old baby. That's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you next week. Wish me luck in trying to whittle this whole thing down. And yeah, have a crafty week. Bye.